This program contains subject matter and language that may be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
My name is Jenna. I'm 28, and I live in Boston, Massachusetts. My favorite thing in the world is my dog, Emerald. What makes me live every day is my dog next to me.
She definitely has a lot of compassion for others, sometimes even more than herself.
I am a heroin addict at this point in time. I love the pain. I love my arm being on fire. I love the overwhelming feeling of feeling like I'm gonna shut down. If I had 10 bags, it wouldn't matter. I would still be thinking about when I do the 9th one, knowing I only have one left.
My sister will take an hour-and-a-half trip every single day to find heroin.
To support my habit, I have a couple hustles that I do with my boyfriend. $148. And now we're gonna go spend this money on dope.
It takes all day for her to make her money, get her drugs, get what she needs, and then be able to come home.
I really hate thinking of myself as like a shoplifter or, but I'm sorry, when you're high, that's out the window when you're high.
She'll just go anywhere, to bad areas of the city, to people she doesn't know, just to get that high.
Her skin is covered in lesions. Her hands are swollen. But when I look at her eyes, I still see my baby. When Jenna was born, she was my happy baby. And right from day one, she was just so full of life. I think when I first saw her, she was smiling.
Jenna was so bubbly as a little kid.
I remember my mom, she was so fun and carefree then.
We would play records all the time. We would dance around. And I wanted to make up for what they were lacking, a father in their life. After I was married, he turned my happy little children into little well-behaved soldiers, not because they wanted to please him, but they were being forced to conform to a new way of living.
There were a lot of rules. The rules were crazy, and then it didn't take long also for him to start hitting us.
I think he found a lot of pleasure in discipline. Actually, I know he found a lot of pleasure in discipline.
I don't know how you could hate a child so much. I really don't.
And the sad thing was that my mother just went along with it for so many years.
We knew we were alone. We knew that it was 3 of us going through this situation, living this life alone. We knew that we all shared it amongst each other, but yet we knew we were children. We knew that there was nothing we could do.
It was just me, Jenna, and Leah.
My brother and my sister were my strength when I was younger, when I was there, and I didn't realize that until, unfortunately, they were gone. And then I learned that my sister went to the court or did something to where she could be my brother's legal guardian, and he ended up living with her. When I found that out, I thought she was coming for me.
I did think about my sister, but I just, at the same time, felt pretty helpless with the situation. Like I couldn't get her out of it just yet.
Hell would have been a vacation.
I spoiled her, but she was lovable. She was great.
I had independence. I worked, I had a job, I saved up money, I made good money, I had a car, I enrolled myself back in school.
She excelled in every way when she was at school, and she was happy. Every class, I mean, she did great in every class.
I was gonna be somebody. I was free at that time, and I was happier.
And I think this is where her freedom that she always wanted came into play, but her freedom is the thing that got her into trouble.
The first time that I was shot up with heroin, I liked who I created. Maybe I denied things that happened to me, or where I was from, or who existed in my life.
She rebelled. It was almost like a high in itself to do something that someone else wouldn't do, or just be above and beyond a reaction that was expected. She was in control of something, and whereas she really had little control of anything throughout her whole life.
The drugs by then had gotten to my head. My life went downhill. I lost control of control.
After that point, it spiraled down.
I mean, I lost all sense of myself.
She has no money now. She has pretty much nothing. I'm very concerned about the risks she's taking for what little life she may have left at this point.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Candy.
Hi, how are you? I actually know who you are.
Do you? So I guess you know what this is? Mm-hmm. What I'd like you to do is listen.
Jenna, your drug addiction has affected my life negatively.
I've always needed you as my sister. Your drug addiction has hurt us by the distance it creates. I think most of all, you just deserve to have your own life that you want, everything that you want.
Your choices are poor, and you put yourself at risk of everything dangerous. I'm constantly worried if you're okay, if you're in trouble, and sometimes if you're still even alive.
Jenna, I make a promise to you to get the help I need, to be the person in your life that gives you comfort and true support. And let's be the family we've always needed.
I think you really need to accept this gift that our family's offering you today, and I hope you will.
Yes. I'm going. I'm 87 days sober today, and I actually feel like I'm living versus existing. My relationship is better with my mother because I'm better. And now I can allow her to love me the way that she loves me. And I know she's trying to make it right. My hope is that with my brother and my sister, through me healing, maybe they can too.